Like being a rodeo queen is just being an ambassador for the sport of rodeo. You make appearances, you interact with kids, you just kind of do everything that needs to be done within the rodeo industry. You're an all-around cowgirl. So I mean, I was just recognized as the first Black one in the state of Arkansas. I would say like my first time ever seeing a horse and my first encounter, I was like amazed. I remember thinking they're so big, but I was like, oh my goodness, like I actually get to put a seat on this big old horse and ride it. My name is Jadea Kirsch. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas. My love for horses, it started when I was about 6 years old. I was introduced to horses because I was sexually assaulted and I went through like counseling. And my counselor, I always say that she introduced me to a horse and she told me that this is a 1,500-pound animal. And she was like, if you can control this horse, you can control anything that comes your way. She sat me in a saddle that day and she handed me the reins to my freedom. Horses are very intuitive with everything going on around them. They don't like a situation or they don't like where they're at, they're uncomfortable, they're gonna show you. And I feel like just the way that they're able to express themselves and just be so freeing and so big, but also so loving, I feel like that's where the connection really comes from. My family, they're actually like very city people. I'm kind of like the only one out of my family that rides horses. I didn't grow up on a ranch or anything like that, but it was like as quick as I could get to one, I did.
So everybody always wants to know what she rides. Do her mother ride? No. I like them, they pretty, they big, but no, I'm not getting on. When she first told me she was going to compete, it was like, I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked. And they do the routines with the horses. I freaked out. I used to be at the practices like, okay, other kids sit down, we gotta just focus and watch. What if she fall, what if? She fell a few times, but what she do? She got back up on her own.
For someone that doesn't know anything about rodeo queening, it's just like a Miss pageant, like a Miss USA, except we have horseback, we have horsemanship, and we go through like a horse coronation and everything like that. It's very difficult. You know, you have to be very intuitive, not just with what's going on with the horse that you select to ride because you don't bring your own horse, they pick it for you. But you also have to know like everything about it. Like you don't know what the judge is gonna ask you. So we go through that and then we take a test as well. We also have interviews. You just kind of got to know everything that's going on at the rodeo. Some rodeos have themes. You need to know the theme. Like there's a lot that entails a rodeo queen pageant. When I found out I was the first Black rodeo queen, I was like, oh man, I have so much to do. If I'm one of the first, there's no way. Like I didn't believe it for a little bit. So for me, like that's where it became so much less about me. Like, oh my goodness, if I'm the first, like when's the second one gonna be? And why am I the first one? Like I remember being crowned at Coal Hill on my 17th birthday, and I remember going onto Google right after that, like how can I find the woman that I need to look up to? You know, another woman that looks like me in this industry doing that, and I didn't find it. It's funny to look back and realize like how far I've come and what I really just didn't know. Whenever I had first started, I wasn't the best rider. There was a couple of us that had a lot to learn and I was one of them. But I progressively got better. Like I progressively got really good. I didn't go into it having a horse. I didn't go into it having a trailer. I just had enough people around me that believed in what I wanted to do. I was working enough to be able to afford a little bit of it, not even a bunch. And so as I progressively, you know, started having the things that I needed and started getting as good as the girls, there were so many things that just become a problem for some of the parents and some of the hostility like that I was dealing with. I was 16 years old when I first went through my racist experience in the Western industry. And I wasn't with other 16-year-old girls. This was with middle-aged adults. They were middle-aged adults treating me negatively, speaking down on me, having their kids, you know, send me videos of me calling me different names. Like until this day, I'm still dealing with it with the same adults, like the same adults that bullied me when I was 16 years old are the same adults that are trying to bully me again as a 23-year-old.
I never replied to the stuff on social media. And of course, everybody see the negative comments. When it comes to the racism stuff, I just open the door and close it to me. I'll look at it and keep on going.
It got so bad that we had like a mandatory meeting with the Old Fort Days Rodeo Board, and they had to come down, the chairman and all of them, and they had to speak for me in the way that I was being treated on the team and the way that I was being talked about at 16 years old. It progressively got worse to the point where, you know, I had a teammate's brother text me things, you know, nasty things, just calling me all types of stuff. Some of the situations that I went through when I was 16 and on a team with 19 other girls and dealing with the racism from their parents actually was the reason that I sold everything. And, you know, I did try to quit being a cowgirl. I did try to quit the Western industry, but like just, you know, for a whole year of not having a horse, not having a saddle, not having cowgirl boots and stuff like that, like I learned real quick, like you can't quit who you are, and nobody can take that from you either. I'm a cowgirl and I'm gonna be a cowgirl till the end, and you know, whether they like it or not, I'm here.
She's a go-getter. She doesn't give up on anything. She fall down, she gets back up on her own. I just feel like she's so strong-minded. Some things that she's been through, if you Googled her and kept up with her, you know the things she's been through, anybody else would have crumbled at her age, you know, a young age like that. I have parents inboxing me when Jadea is having a hard time from social media, and they tell her to hold her head back up because my child is looking at her. I have grown women my age telling me that they look up to Jadea. And I'm always telling her, you think that you're just there for your peers and people younger than you. You got grown women who look up to you, so keep doing what you're doing. No matter who try to step on you, dust yourself off and get back up.
Having kids come up to you, you know, that are inspired by what you're doing, that's where I always say what I do in this industry is so much bigger than me. It's not even about me at all. It's about the next young kid that can come up in this industry, whether it's, you know, whether you're Black, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're anything. Like, I just want to see more diversity in my industry. That's so important that kids see representation and that kids know that while I am this color, I'm whatever color I am, or whatever complexion people perceive me as, it's like I see someone that looks like me. You know, it's important that kids see themselves in positions that maybe, you know, they don't see it all the time. The knowledge that I want kids to learn and to know through animals, through Ag for Kids, it's not really that difficult. We teach kids about food, we teach them about healthy diets and being athletic. You can make it so kid-friendly. You can introduce a kid to a cow and be like, you know how you love that steak, you know how you love this, you know how you drink milk all the time, like this is where it comes from. It's getting the kids excited about it. A lot of them just don't know, they just lack the knowledge.
I'm a very proud mother. People always say, everybody tell their kids, sky's the limit. So I tell you this, sky's not the limit because there is no limit. You keep going.
No matter what you think you're fighting for that is not important right now, you never know when everything that you're talking about is going to be important enough for you to have that platform or that voice for a group of people. And you never know when that time will come. So it's like, never be quiet about what you believe in. If you believe in something, you know, stand on it and own it. And not everybody's going to believe in what you believe in. Not everybody's going to agree with what you're doing. No matter what you stand on, what you speak for, just never allow anyone to mute you.